Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host, Justin P. And we're here, right here with my MVP, $1 million co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 166 for the YouTube version. For the audio version, season 3, episode 4. Uh, the links to the audio version is right there below, right underneath the topics in the description. And right under that is myself, Shannon, and David's social media platforms. Big fella, he putting in that work, so he'll be back on at some point. He gotta get it in, he gotta get that money. Uh, and then I'm about to say I have all social media platforms right now, including Thread, Shannon, Facebook, IG, Twitter, David, Facebook, IG. So if it's some Raven related stuff you feel like we're not covering enough, hit us up. Shoot us a message, and we'll do our best to try to include it in one of our shows. Today got some pretty good topics. We're doing our preview. This fun filled thrill, action packed game week 3. Ravens, Lions, both teams are 1-1. Both teams had a tough loss one day, on week 1 to teams they know very well, and both teams put up a lot of points this week. So it's going, be going to be a good anticipated game, all things considered. So we always start off with the coaching matchups. So Shannon, who has the edge in the coaching? Dan Campbell, who's been very successful since he's been the Lions head coach, or the Super Bowl champion, 18-year veteran John Harbaugh.
Um, I think Dan Campbell was a great coach. I think it'll take a few more games just to see whether or not he's missing his coordinators because he lost both coordinators this offseason to head coaching jobs. They weren't really explosive in week one, but they were in week two. It was against the Browns, I mean, against the Bears, just like, we went against the Browns. Um, so it's not really saying too much as far as what you want to see as far as competition. But overall, I'm going to go John Harbaugh just based on what they've done. I mean, like I said, Dan Campbell had success. It's not nothing, not a knock against him. But if I'm going to pick one of over the other, I'll pick John Harbaugh.
Oh, for sure, you got to go Hobbs. Like I said, I know we're all tough on him at times, even yourself, Shannon. You defend Harbaugh a lot. You even tough on him from time to time. But in this particular situation, you have to go with him. Dan Campbell has done some great things. Like I said, he's restored the Raw back in the line. So, but like I said, you have to go with John Harbaugh with the experience alone.
Hmm.
Got you have two new coordinators. So, who has the edge as an offensive coordinator? Savvy veteran Todd Monken or the new upstart John Morton for the
Excuse me. I'm going to go with Todd Monken because we've had more to look at and judge him off of. The Lions were already a high power offense, so
Lions.
I can't really look at that offense and say, what his touch is or what he's done differently. With Todd Monken, I know the difference he's made here in Baltimore for the last 3 years. So I'm going to go Todd Monken.
Same Todd Monken. They did just drop 55 points on a pretty good Bears defense. They were missing some guys, that happens in football, but their defense is still pretty good. So
Hmm.
they had dropped 55 with anybody alone. It's hard as hell to do in the NFL. So looks like they figured something out. But I've
Hmm.
got to go with Todd Monken, like you said, third, 4 year here. Each year the offense has been in the top five and then in every category, and most importantly, scoring. So definitely edge goes to Todd Monken. Now the defensive coordinators. You have Calvin Shepard, now the Lions defensive coordinator, and Zach Orr, who has the edge.
Um, I'll give the slight edge to Zach Orr just off the strength of it being his second year. Um, we had a lot to say after week one. They look good in week two, but this is a big test coming up. But just based on the fact that this is going into a second year, he's familiar with the guys out there and what he would like to do. I'm gonna give it to Zach Orr.
Same, because like I said, Zach Orr's been doing the job a little bit longer, and he has more help around him for his coaching staff with Pacano and
Hmm.
Chuck Smith. Dean Key still have eyes him from time to time. And just better players on defense too. Calvin Shepard has a pretty good defense as well, but it's his first year doing the job, so I'm gonna get a slight edge
Hmm.
to Zach Orr. All right, now we'll go to our player matchups. We're gonna always start with our QBs. You got Jared Goff, who's been balling out his mind since he been in Detroit. Been to a Super Bowl with the Rams. He fell short. And the two-time league MVP, three-time All-Pro quarterback Lamar Jackson. Who has the edge?
Lamar. And it's not even close. Like I don't even want to say he got the edge. Like it's Lamar. But like you said, Jerkoff, he's done some great things in Detroit. We know what happened with the Rams and what he did there as well. But I think he's made up for whatever doubt people may have had by being on the Lions and what they've been able to do since he's been there. But either with that said, I'm still going with Lamar.
I agree. It's definitely Lamar for sure. 'Cause like I said, he's always done more with less. Jared Goff, every team he's been on, he's been loaded with weapons. And like I said, he's a solid player. He's the first overall pick in the draft for a reason. He's always had some good weapons, and he's always had amazing play callers. Sean McVay to Ben Johnson. So Lamar just now getting a decent play call. Like I said, no knock against Greg Roman. He did some good stuff that first year. But other than that, it became stale. So it's Lamar. Like I said, Lamar, like I said, he just a whole. If he can just affect the game in so many ways, as a decoy, as a runner, as a passer, like his presence alone
Hmm.
just changed the landscape of the game. So the running backs, this is gonna get a little interesting. You have that two-hitter monster in Detroit with David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. With us, you have King Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell if they let him run the ball, and Rasheen Ali. Who has the edge at the running back?
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I feel like their running backs they do contribute more to that offense on a consistent basis. And that might sound crazy to somebody when you have Derrick Henry in the running back room, but we've talked about it for the past 2 weeks. Outside of Derrick Henry, what are we getting from that group? And week one, it really didn't matter because it was he said he had such a dominant performance. It was like whatever. Then you look at week two and you like shoot, nobody could get anything going against the Browns. So based on the fact that their running backs can, run the ball, they can be dangerous catching the ball. Like they can just do so much more. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I'm gonna go slight edge to the Ravens only because Derrick Henry is just so dominant, man. He's so dominant. And yes, Jameer Gibbs and Dave Montgomery shoot, but Derrick Henry, like when he get going, it's a wrap. Last week, Brown's defense was just ready to roll, but when Derrick Henry rolling, he rolling. Him himself would outrush somebody's whole entire running back crew. And then if we just get a little something out of Justice Hill and the rest of the guys, yeah. And then the fact that Derrick Henry has Lamar to take pressure off of them guys who have that, as far as that. So that helps a lot as well. So that's why I'm giving a slight edge to the Ravens running back because it's because of the fact they have Lamar to take that extra person off the box. Receivers and tight ends. Who has the edge? Ravens lines.
I'm more Ravens. I just think we're a little bit deeper when you look at how deep we can go and who can make an impact on a game. Is not just one guy. Even if we wanted to be one guy, we could see it last week. The people that scored touchdowns, you probably wouldn't have thought of them outside of some other guys. But I'm gonna go Ravens. I just think we're deeper in that group.
Yep.
And I like the lines. I like St. Brown. I like Laporte. I like the Lions guys. Don't get me wrong. I just think the Ravens can go a little bit more deep in who can make an impact.
Then we must be opposite Wednesday because I'm giving that edge to the Lions because, yes, you're right. Numbers wise, you probably have an extra guy too, but overall, St. Brown's the top five receiver in this league. Jameson Williams going to be top 10, right? And then Tesla's good. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, Tim Reynolds. So them guys, man, they just a little bit more dynamic in the passing. When you got a top five receiver and a top five tight end, that alone gives you the edge, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with the Lions for a slight edge. The offensive lines, you got a few new parts up there, but overall they still have the same core, and the Ravens will have the edge.
I'll give it to the Ravens. Like I said last week, we didn't. I don't feel like we did good against the run. But we played pretty well. We played great in week one. And with the Lions, it was a little bit opposite. They didn't play as good week one, but they did
Yeah,
good in week two. Then you got to consider the competition. So for that reason, I'm gonna go to Ravens. I feel like we got three legit. The biggest questions for me on our offensive line is the guard play. You know, but
yeah,
outside of that, I think that the two tackles in the center is solidified. Um, Probably be pro bowlers or even in the conversation for all pro, just depending on how the game goes. But yeah, I'll give it to the Ravens.
yeah. Ravens as well. A little bit more continuity. Like I said, once Dane Farley, hey, just get a little bit more aggressive. That's when everything's gonna come together. But Andrew Voorhees been playing well. Tyler Lindenbaugh been playing well. Roger Rosengard been playing well for the most part. So is Ronnie. And we don't put up the amount of points we put up without those guys up front. I don't care how good your skill positions are. You have to have some type of
Mhm.
blocking up front. So definitely Ravens. Now to the defensive side of the ball, because these two teams' defenses are a tad bit different. So I'm going to group the edge rushers with the interior D line because they rushing the passer. So who has the edge in the interior front seven defensive line? Ravens, Lions. You got Aiden Hutchinson, them guys. You got Mike Green, Jabo, Owe, Van Noy's out. So who has the edge in
Um, this week is a little tough. Because I feel like we're getting thin at that position just based on injuries and who's not active. Um, but I think I'll give the slight edge. I think I'll give a slight edge to this one is tough. I think I'm gonna just go tie because I can really make an argument both ways. I'm sitting here. I was just going back and forth about it. I'm gonna just go tie because I don't even feel like trying to say why over the other when I can make an argument both ways.
Shannon, you been generous. It's the Lions. I'm sorry. Aiden Hutchinson. He. It's nobody on our team right now that's on his level. To be truthfully honest with you, he's a top five edge rusher in this league. It's Aiden Hutchinson. Then you got uh, James Josh Pascal. It's the Lions by a slight edge because Aiden Hutchinson, man, he is one of the ones. Like he can take over the game by himself. We're getting there, but he's been there. As I always say, we got the wrong Michigan guy, man. But we will. When you've been bad for years, you get good players like that. But yeah, I gotta go with the Lions because Aiden just he wreck shot. All right, the all ball linebackers, the run hit cover guys. Got Roquan, Trenton, Teddy Buchanan, Jay Higgins. You got Malcolm Rodriguez for them. What's the other guy? Shit, Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone. It's another one too. Oh shit. Yeah, but who has the edge at the stand-up linebackers?
I'm gonna go Ravens. Um, Feel like we got a good little rotation going on. Like I say, a lot of the weeks when you have somebody like Roquan in your position group, sort of make you a lot better than other groups. The way he played last week, I hope that just lights a fire under him to continue to play with that intensity. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Ravens as well, because Roquan he's a top two linebacker. Him and Fred Warner, if you want, however you want to put one, you want to be how you want to flip him. But yeah, Ravens. Like I said, Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, Rodriguez, those guys can play. Like I said, the other guy, Barnes, Derek Barnes, that's his name. He's a beast too. But you gotta go with the Ravens. All right, the secondary as a whole. So you got Marlon Humphrey and crew, Nate Wiggins, Jair's out, we got TJ Tampa, Malachi, Cal, Cheetah Bear Woozier. For those guys, you got Tarian Arnold, I think, Emmanuel Mosley, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, who led the league in picks, in his rank Shaw. So who has the edge of the secondary?
I'm gonna go Ravens. I just feel like I like our core. Like our four, even with Mullen, I don't know his status, but I like that those four against a lot of secondaries. So I'm gonna go Ravens.
Definitely Ravens, because Marlon, I think he's gonna play though, 'cause with the extra day. Him, Nate, Cheetah Bay, TJ Tampin, and once Jair get in football shape, it's gonna be up. You still got Cal, got Malachi, you still got guys like TJ Tampa, Kenyon Martin, and Lowry that can come in and play. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm giving the edge to the Ravens. All right, special teams. Ravens lines.
Ravens. We had a
Ravens.
great game last week, so
Oh, yes, they made up for that
um,
piss poor performance a week ago.
yeah, they did. I'll go Ravens.
Ravens, LaJohntay Wester, Tyler Wallace, and Keaton and Aaron for all four of them any given time can take it to the house. You know, and Jordan Stout and Luke look like he's gaining his confidence. So yeah,
Hmm.
Ravens. All right, now he said, "Let's go Lions." Now on to our first topic of tonight. Last time the Lions came to Baltimore, the Ravens won 38-6. Do you think they could take anything away from that game that could possibly help them get them the edge on Monday night? For those who don't remember, the Lions came here. I forgot it was like week 8 or week 9, 2023. Ravens beat them 38-6 pretty handily. Both teams are the same for the most part. Of course, a few parts are gone, but the core of those teams are still in place. So, Shannon, do you think they can take anything from that? Any little inkling and try to you know s- try use to their advantage Monday night?
Like I personally, I don't remember the game like what they
I
did,
do.
but I think
I do.
that yeah, I think they should look at the film and see what they did well, and don't try to get outside of that. But then also understanding that the line's also looking at film, so they're going to try to counter what didn't work for them. So honestly, I would say you can look at the film just to see what worked and try it out. But I wouldn't go into the game at any point thinking, well, because this happened the last time, it's going to be like that this time. Because, like you just said, it's a lot of the same players. You don't think they remember how it went down the last time, So I'm not going to say. I would say the best way to take something from it is just look at the film, see what you did well, but also be prepared for something different because they're going to also want to counter. So don't even think about 2 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And like I said, Dan Campbell, I'm pretty sure he know the type of coach he is. He's bringing that up. He's
Hmm.
pretty sure he ain't admit he's showing that film like, hey, they kicked the shit out of us last time, 38 to
Yeah.
6. So this team for real. Like we know we getting ourselves into. So definitely like I said, use whatever little things you can, but don't completely just rely on that. 'Cause like you said, it's a few little different parts. There's no Clowney coming off the edge. There's no Patrick Queen to help clean up mess. So it's a little bit of a different part. No Kevin Zeitler on your old line, stuff like that. No Gus Edwards, and for them, like I said, they missing pieces as well. They no more from that team as well. So, like I said, they take whatever little you can, because any film is better than no film. So whatever you
Hmm.
can, try to implement that with whatever game plan you got now. So basically the same thing you said, so to say.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, all right, so it's a good segue to our next topics. All right, how will Todd Monken attack the Lions defense?
I think he's gonna, obviously run the ball and establish that. Just to want to get the taste out of everybody's mouth from last week because that's not Ravens football. But I think he's gonna try to have it be like a balanced game, like where you're running the ball, but you can add the passing and try to eat up some clock and keep the other offense off the field, but also being prepared to score points and pass when you need to, because this game could turn into a shootout real quick. So I think
Yeah.
the game plan is going to be let's be balanced, but if we got to take it there, then we got to take it there.
Oh yeah, to piggyback off what you just said, Shan, he's definitely going to establish the run. 'Cause like I said, the run game wasn't there. And that's more to the Browns' credit. Them, they was just like, y'all not
Hmm.
running the football
Definitely.
today. So kudos to them. Yeah, definitely want to run the football, establish that because you don't want to. I mean, we have been in shootouts, so it's no problem. But you don't want to have to do that, and then this
Hmm.
will help the defense too to get a little rest.
Hmm.
So since the coordinator wants to bring up plays and shit like that, so that'll help them out as well with that. Then they'll wear them down too. So in the fourth quarter,
Hmm.
that defense is tired, and then Jared Goff can't beat you if you're on the sideline. So of course, mix it up. Keep getting guys like Tyler Wallace, Tez Walker, Jamal, Zay, D Hop. let's get Andrews involved so he can get his confidence going because we're gonna need him at some point. At some
Hmm.
point, we're gonna need him. 'Cause teams are gonna basically forget about him. Then that's when he can strike.
That's
So
true.
yeah, same thing. All right. So how will Zach Orr attack the Lions' high-powered offense? They just dropped 55.
I think that's going to be a tall task. Um, First, I would say don't let Jared Goff get too comfortable.
For
So
sure.
this would be a week that I would really want to, drill home pass rush, get after the quarterback. Take the handcuffs off of Mike Green, have a
Have
job
to.
board active.
Have
We
to.
don't know what's going to happen with Van Noy. He's probably not playing.
From what
I
I
know he's probably not.
From what Roland said, it's possibly 2 to 3 games.
Yeah. So with him being sidelined, we need all hands on deck. And I also feel like with Marlon, he's out. We don't know if he's going to be out. Like you said, you think he might play with the extra day. I feel like if he's iffy, let him sit a week. Like I don't want him
Yeah,
to go out
yeah,
there and
for
he
sure,
not right
for sure.
or
I
re-aggravate something.
I completely agree with that.
So for me, I feel like even if he sits, we could still be capable of defending the pass well. But I still feel like a lot of it's going to depend on what we do up front.
Oh, no
So that's
doubt.
why I'm saying I really do think that they should worry about not saying, everything else doesn't matter. But if you keep everything in front of you, that means the linebackers and the DBs, like even if they catch the ball, tackle them. But for the
Absolutely.
most part, if you can stop one part of the game, whether it can be the run game or shutting down the passing game, we can have a good day. But I think a lot of it is going to start up front with the pass rush that we can get. Like Jared Goff just can't be willing and dealing and feeling comfortable up there.
Well said. But me, I'm gonna flip it a little bit. They're gonna try to run the football first. I'm telling you, every offense that's pop out, they're gonna try to run the football because that makes that what you just said easier by running the football because now you play players because then they got 2 backs. So they're going to
Hmm.
try to run the football first. They're going to say, let's just go ahead and see because they seen Buffalo had a little success. So they might be like, hey, let's try to run the football because, this team is a blitz heavy, rush heavy team. This is the Ravens. Everybody know, they get at you. So, the best way to settle them down, settle that crowd down, run the football, draws, that way golf ain't sitting back getting teed off. 'Cause that's what happened last time. We was able to tee off on them because we got up on them early. So I'm sure Dan Campbell and John Morton going to try to do that. They're going to try to run the football first with those 2 backs, then play action pass to Omaron St. Brown and Jameson Williams, Tesla, Josh Reynolds, and Porter. So and then Marlon don't play it. Oof, dude, that's because he can move around. He is so important to our defense because he can move around everywhere. And then that's when Omaron St. Brown he moves around. He's in the slot. He's outside. He's H back. So, but if he can't go, like I say, we definitely gonna have to stop the run first, which we have been doing for the most part. Then get after golf. If we don't sack him a bunch, make him uncomfortable. Get him off his spot. Rotate that D lines that or should nobody be burnt out. Like everybody that's got on a uniform should be playing some snaps. Because if they're on your team, they're on your team for a reason. So like I said, John Jenkins should be up in there. Nias Pepper people should be up in there. Whoever else, like I said, Jabo, whoever, Trenton, play him both ways if you both sides. You got me both positions if you got to. Like let him come off the edge, play, but whatever you gotta do, like make it work. Like get Keon Martin in there a little bit. Like everybody damn near on defense should be getting some snaps because it's going because like I said, the Lions offense high pace. But yeah, but it
Hmm.
all starts with stopping the run and like you said, make golf uncomfortable. Don't let these receivers get wide open. If they catch the ball, like you said, let it be tight, contest it, make tackles. Like I said,
Hmm.
these guys can catch you and make you miss. But yeah, he said one pride, the Lion fans showing up. Shout out to the Lion fans that's tuning in. All right, our next topic, like Shannon added the new topic. I feel like I had to do the same thing. This is our X Factor topic. So I'll do this on each preview. So, who do you think will be the X Factor on the offense and defense for the Ravens this game,
I think it'll be Derrick Henry. I feel like we just talked about wanting to, right wrongs from last week. And I just feel like when he's having a day, when the offense is running the ball, it just opens up everything else because people be so focused on trying to stop the run, then everybody else is out there and you're able to make do more things. So if we can run the ball early and often, like you mentioned before, you'll wear the defense down after a while.
Yeah,
So I think in a game like this, like Derrick Henry is going to be the X factor. Like he can't have another week where we're asking like where he's at kind of thing. Like he has to have like a if he plays like himself, like we talked, like you said it with the running backs, like that just changes things offensively. So I'm gonna go Derrick Henry.
yeah. I mean, he can't block for himself, so he can only run how whatever holes he got there. The whole line gotta, they gotta blow people off the ball like you said. Because like I said, I don't give a fuck how good a back you is. You're not gonna just run through a brick wall every time. What about defense? Yeah, effective defense.
Um, I say Cal Hamilton. I think Cal
Yeah,
Hamilton
yeah,
is gonna have his hands full.
yeah.
I think that if he can contain or limit Laporta, that will help us out a
Yes.
lot because that just takes away something from them offensively. If you can contain him and keep him out the end zone, I think we'll be in great shape. Especially if Mullen can't play. So I'm gonna go Kyle Hamilton.
Good choices. On offense, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews. Because if he can have a Mark, if he can just snap and get out his little feeling sorry for himself mode and just go back to the Mark Andrews we all know, that could be big. Because like I said, Calvin Shepard going to try to find a way to slow down DeAndre Hopkins and them. And like I said, Mark is like I ain't gonna say becoming a forgotten man, but he's not as getting targeted as heavy. So he come out and have a Mount Andrews type of game, that's gonna help a lot. And now that's just
Hmm.
gonna open everything else. Cause like I said, they're probably gonna leave him one on one with somebody. They're not gonna throw him out like they used to. Then he go then kill the linebacker and stuff or kill a little safety. So Mark Andrews on offense. Defense, I'm going to go with Adafio way. He has to play big. He has to set the edge, not keep chasing upside. He has to get some pressure on golf and sack him once or twice. So I'm gonna go Mark Andrews and Adafio.
Yeah, I hope that does happen for Mark Andrews. Like I feel bad for him a little bit. Like I want him to get out of his rut and do something
Yeah,
that's deemed productive. So I hope he does have a great game.
yeah, he got to put it behind him. It's over with. Like Zay fumbled in a
Yeah,
championship game, he put it behind him. Like just gotta put it behind you, big fella. He said we need
I don't think
McCall
likely
back.
gonna be
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
Not
We definitely need him back for sure.
yeah.
They said for
Likely
him,
probably won't be.
they says him is looking like KC earliest.
Mm.
We
And we
shall
definitely
see.
need Pat back. Pat a big read. Pat could have made a difference in that Browns game.
Oh no doubt. I think Mike Green breakout game. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's what we said. Take the handcuffs off.
All right. So now we'll get to over under stat lines. We'll go Lamar Jackson total yards. We'll go 300 rushing passing over under. I think last
I'll
week
go.
he had probably last week he
I'll
had
go.
probably like 270. I think yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under, and I'm gonna say 225 passing, 60 rushing, so 285.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna go under with uh let's say I'm gonna go like 285 as well. I'm gonna go 250 in the air, 35 on the ground. 285. All right, Derek Henry rushing yards. Let's go 115.
I'll say over and say 120.
I'm gonna go over and go 130. Zay Flowers receiving yards 50 over under.
I'm gonna say over 70.
I'm gonna go over and go 75. Bateman receiving yards 30 over under.
Under. I'll give him 25.
Damn, Bateman, you broke out last year and now you back to playing like shit, man. Damn, I guess it was fool's gold last year. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna give him 50. I think he had a somewhat decent game. DeAndre Hopkins, 40 yards over under.
I'll say under. I'll say about maybe 30.
I'll go slightly over with 45. Now it's time to go to defense. I said D Hop took this, but yeah. Total team sacks, defense. Let's go three over under.
I'm a push. I'll stay at 3.
I'm gonna go slightly over four. I think Metabike gets one. I think Owe get one. I think Mike Green get one. I think Kyle Hamilton get one on the safety blitz. Total team interceptions on defense. We'll go one. You go over or push.
Um, I'll say I'll say push. I'll say 1.
I go over and go two. I think we can get Goff twice. I think Roquan will get one because he'll throw to the tight end a lot. I think he'll jump a route, and I think
Hmm.
Malachi will get his first one. All right, combined tackles between Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, and Teddy Buchanan. We'll go with 13.
I'll say over. I'm gonna go 19. I feel like how you just said Roquan would might get an interception because of how busy it's gonna be. I think it might be another busy day for him tackling wise. So I'm gonna give him 10 tackles. I'll give Teddy 5 and Trenton 4.
I
19.
like that. That's a good one. I'll go 20. I'll go 10 for Rowe, 5 apiece for Trenton and Teddy. All right, combined tackles for Malachi Stocks and Kyle Hamilton. Let's go 12.
I'll say under and say 11. 6 for Kyle, 5 for Starks.
I'll go 14. I'll go 8 for Kyle, 6 for Malachi. Because Kyle will be in the mix of that box.
Hmm.
All right, our three keys to victory equation.
Um, Establish the run. Have a balanced offense. I think that's the key to keeping them off the field. Defensively, one reason why I didn't say or mention stopping the run is because I feel like when you think about a Ravens defense, that's the first thing that they're going to look to do in a game. So that's why I really do hope that because my mindset of this game is it's not going to be like it was 2 years ago. Like I didn't expect that game to be like it was, so I'm not even
Nobody,
going into it.
nobody, nobody did.
Yeah,
To be
right.
truthful.
So because of how I'm thinking the game is going to go, we really need to get after the quarterback. Like golf just can't be comfortable. I don't care what you do can't be comfortable. And lastly, I'll say protect the ball. We had a couple of things last week where they were punching the ball out and things like that. You guys got to hold on to the ball. Like we can't afford turnovers and fumbles and giving this offense extra opportunities to score.
And it's crazy. You know why? You know why my odds never change? Because it's the most important. Protect the football. Like I just said,
Hmm.
no turnovers and fumbles, interceptions. We did that last week. We did that. Create turnovers. We did that. Just needed a little bit more. Nick got picked.
Hmm.
Got the block punt. Led to a fumble recovery. Score more touchdowns and field goals. We did that. Scored 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals. One of them, those field goals should have been a touchdown. Todd Monken was tripping. So, yeah, like I said, them three gonna stay the same because the penalties and all that, that's a given. We should not be committing a bunch of penalties and stuff like that. That's why that's of course is important, but that should be a given. That's what. But those three right there will be the reasons why you'll lose the game 9 times out of 10. If you win that turnover battle on both ends and you score TDs, more than field goals, you're 9 times out of 10 gonna win the game. All right, let's go to our score predictions.
I think this is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I do too.
However it come, I just think it's going to be one of those games where it comes down to the last quarter, last few minutes, last few seconds. But I'm going 42-40 Ravens.
Okay. I'm going 38-35 Ravens. I think my man Tyler Luke going to earn his stripes and get his first game winner. The whole stadium going to be like, Luke! Yeah. So 38-35 Ravens. All right, go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead, do your thing.
Did you see what John Harbaugh said about Keaton Mitchell when he was asked like why he's not playing?
Nah, I missed that. What do you say?
Just to sum it up, he basically just said it was like it's a numbers thing. Like he was like, who are you gonna take out to put him in? And then after,
Justice Hill, but okay.
well, yeah, well, what he said was you're gonna take out Doug Henry, you're gonna take out Justice Hill. So obviously
Yes,
those two are
yes,
not coming out,
yes,
right?
yes,
But when he said that, I was like,
yes,
what? I kind
Yes.
of rolled my eyes, right? But then he kept going and he said, and he talked about special teams, right? So
Oh Lord.
this is my message to Keaton Mitchell because
Oh,
we as fans we don't get to see everything that goes on. We don't see practice. We don't see all of the mistakes that they see. You know,
I,
coaches will know
I
them
figured.
better than we will. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
we feel like he should be on the field. Like we talked about it. Like why is he not active? But like Harbaugh said, he was like, Keaton Mitchell will tell you he needs to get better on special teams. One way that I always heard, one way to make a team if you're not a clear cut start on either side is special teams.
Oh, for sure.
So if Keaton Mitchell wants to be on the field and even wants an opportunity to run the ball, he got to get better at special teams. And I wouldn't just say that
Yeah.
to him, but I would say that for everybody because no disrespect to him, but Keaton Mitchell not like a number one running back right now. So he's not somebody you can have on a team or have active who you can't also make do something else because from what Hubs is saying, he's not that good on special teams.
They can
So I don't
return
know what he
kicks
do on
and
a day to day.
punts.
He
Huh?
has, but I don't know what he's doing in practice. I don't know.
John Harbaugh gonna kill us with this try hard bullshit. I swear he
But I
is.
but I said all that to say I don't know how much longer he can get away with saying that. Like unless somebody else is going to corroborate what he's saying, like he's practicing bad or has bad. I don't know. Like I would just say for Keaton Mitchell is work as hard as you can because of a lot of us Ravens fans want to see you on the field and feel like you can contribute. But I'm also not going to act like, um, based on the depth chart, you might need to do some other things too to be on the field. So I just
or
want him to get
just
better so we can see him.
or just sit down the guy that's not gonna be here next year. But because he run down on kickoff. So who the fuck what? Jake Humble runs down on kickoff. You see, he don't get his ass at linebacker. So it's like a lot of guys play special teams because they can't play nothing else good. You know this. Keith
Yeah,
Mitchell is a hell of a back. Come on, he's like he can like Harbaugh got to stop with that. I get it. It's a political thing to say, but nah, dog. That speed, just like we got Taz Walker. I'm pretty sure Taz Walker not the greatest at special team, but the motherfuckers they can contribute. Like that's gonna help your offense even better. Cause now you give him a draw or run to the outside. He gonna be gone. Like Justice Hill, I
yeah.
get it. He
I
that
think we
go
all.
hard.
I mean, like I said, the local media asked me the question, so it's not like we all aren't
Yeah,
wondering.
he like I get it, cause that's why he love Tyler Wise. Him and Justice Hill will go down special teams and bust their butt. They're gonna bring their hard head to work. I get it. It's cool. Everybody's not Rudy. Everybody's not Rudy. That just unsung go hard guy. I'm gonna do it. Everybody's not that. Some guys are just good at what they just do. He's good at just running the football. Like nothing wrong with that. Everybody's not gonna
Yeah,
be
but
Rudy.
then that's when you got to find spots because you end up going deeper at certain positions because other guys can contribute more, like in special teams. And I'm not just having you on the side for being a running back, but I don't like I said when he said it was a numbers thing, I rolled my eyes. Then we started talking about, we need this on special teams and this, that, and the third. I was like, well, shoot, I don't see him every day. I don't know what he's doing or
You
not
got a
doing
bunch
as
of
far as that's
backup
concerned.
corners and linebackers to play special teams. Harbaugh, cut the shit,
Yeah.
please,
Then so like, but
please.
your response to that is to sit Justice Hill, right?
Yeah.
Because he's saying, who am I sitting for him?
Yes, yeah, I will tell him like that motherfucker that does one good play and then he turn around and do something stupid. Fumble the ball, he miss a block or he drop a ball. Like he on his last year of his deal. What the fuck you not losing shit? So does that man
You
that
don't sit
speed.
people down just because they're on the last year of their deal. Mark Andrews on the
No,
last
I'm
year of his
not
deal too.
saying I'm not Lamar Andrews still a hell of a player at his position,
But
regardless
he
of what he's
ain't
going
he
through
ain't
right
but
now.
he not don't we was just talking about him too. So it's not
Yeah.
like I'm saying I
We
don't
know
think for
we
him
we
being
know
on
what's going on with him. That's why I say it's a little different. But
but
Justice
the
Hill
last
is
year of your
like
deal shouldn't even matter as your playing time. That's crazy. It'd be a lot of players on the last year of their deal.
I'm not saying that's the sole reason to set him down, but I'm just saying he's like Keaton can do everything he can do as far as playing running back. And
So
probably
so you would
and he's
take
faster.
so if Justice Hill was contributing on special teams, right? But he not playing good on as a running back, but you got Derrick Henry, and then you got a guy who you think will be good at running back, but not good on special teams. How does that help the team? Period. Like how does benching Hill make the team better if you take Hill out and put in Keaton Mitchell?
Because if Derrick Henry need a blow, Keith Mitchell come in the game. He breaks one. Big run. You got live.
So special teams that doesn't matter. Like but then
It do.
you'll blame Harbaugh and be like, but you're a special teams coach and special teams is
I promise you, Justice Hill is not him going off special team ain't gonna make that big of a difference because he don't return no kick. He just run down and gun. You got Jay Higgins, you got Hummel, you got all these linebackers, backup DBs, Sanuski Kane that can play special team. Even a couple receivers that can run down like Tyler Wallace. I promise you, it'll be just fine. But that game changing speed and dynamic, like you can't let that just go to waste because he ain't running down on kickoff and busting his head open. Like I'm just I just got a hard time with that. You got backup D linemen, linebackers, and DBs for that. Like that kid need to be in the game. Like I said, Derek came into the blow. He come in that bitch, put you. That's gonna now make everything a lot easier on offense. Like I guarantee you, he get with to play Sunday. He gets at least a couple 10-yard runs because that was the type of game for him. They was ready for the power back. That was the type of game to get the speed back to the outside, off tackle stuff like that. But hey, once again, he liked the Rudy story. The guy that's going to do it all, run down and bust his face open. But that's not Disney. But anyway, uh, Shannon, enjoy your trip first and foremost. Congratulations to your mom for getting married. So y'all have a good old time, stuff like that. Shannon travels more than a travel agent. Like she is always on the go. I ain't mad at it because life, you gotta live life. YOLO. Um, check out the Thursday night games tomorrow. Dolphins, Bills. I think. College games this weekend. My Kings take on the Gators. Uh, it's a lot of good games going on this week. Maryland's 3-0. They look pretty good. Washington's playing good ball. Uh, and then like I said, check out the game Sunday. Then Monday night is on and popping. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host Justin P. My MVP being out of calls with Shannon Finch. Depending on what time how Shannon feels she get back, we might be on here Wednesday. We'll see. We might hit y'all with a back to back Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever, or Wednesday, Friday. We'll just stay tuned. We definitely gonna be on here next week twice for sure. Uh, like I said, man, make sure y'all trade talk Ravens all day, every day from your host Justin P. My MVP being co-host with Shannon Finch. We'll see y'all next week. Enjoy the games. Have a safe week and weekend. Bye, y'all. We out.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.